I also provided some additional information that it's in the supplementary information, and that is it? Sorry. Oh, sorry, it's not included there, but of those municipalities that close, all of them do have their remuneration covered off by vacation time, flex time, or it's unpaid or accumulated overtime. So the staff members are required to fund that during the closure themselves through one of those formats. So, and unless there's any other questions, I'll turn it back to Council.
Okay, Councillor Parkinson, then St. Pierre, then Beddoes, please.
Through your worship, I was on council back in the day when they changed it over from having the time off. So when it was first incorporated in 1999, they used to be closed during Christmas. When we were on council from 2003, we changed that, and the reason why it was changed was there were members that were on staff that did not celebrate Christmas due to religious reasons. So they did not want to take their holiday time. They did not want to take any time off during Christmas, and they wanted to work so that the office stayed open for those reasons. So I'd like to know if there are still people who do not celebrate or for whatever reason do not want to take this time off.
I don't know that specific information, but I think it would be treated the same as any other time. I mean, we're not available for business. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
I just say that because we are forcing staff members to take holidays and use their staff time or their holiday time or their overtime when they do not want to.
I think what's unique about staff is that we are offering for them to accumulate the 3 days worth of flex time over November and December, so they have the option to just work through those weeks and then accumulate those 3 days of flex time to use for that purpose.
Councillor St. Pierre.
This is more or less just for the record, but I noted that only the larger municipalities are generally open during that period of time, and although we are growing, we're not actually quite at that level yet because also our foot traffic during that time period is not particularly high, so it's not a time when people are necessarily coming in anyway. So I'd just like to support the motion myself, but I'm putting that out.
Thank you. Councillor Beddoes, please.
Yeah, the only thing I say, if there is an individual that doesn't have the flex time, I mean, as long as we're closing to the public, if that person wants to come in and work, as long as we got 2 people there, I wouldn't have a problem with that personally. But I would support this motion as well.
But I think there is a concern with that.
Yes, through your worship, we do have legislation and policies around working alone. So, I think we would have to look at that on a case-by-case, year-by-year basis, because there's no guarantee that those individuals are going to be here year to year, but something we could certainly look at.
Yeah, I think that's, through the chair, I think that's the point I wanted to make. There's always an exception to the rule. If there's some way to accommodate somebody, my feeling is we would try and accommodate that person, providing we can do it safely.
Yeah. Back to Councillor St. Pierre.
I'd just like to move the motion.
Okay, so the motion has been moved by Councillor St. Pierre, seconded by Councillor Parkinson, and I'll just reiterate, this is for 2019. So it's not for this year, it's for 2019. So that's where it'll give time for folks to plan ahead, and then should we have any of those concerns raised by any member of staff, that they please be brought to our attention, and then we can see what we need to do for next year. Councillor Parkinson on the motion.
Through your worship to staff, so would that be that staff can either take vacation, banked, overtime, or unpaid, or flex? They can choose whichever one they want to use.
Through your worship, yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anything, Councillor St. Pierre? Just noticed that your microphone was on. Okay. Okay, I'll call the question then. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried unanimously. So we're just going to, that's basically it for this item. So I'll look for a motion to adjourn the special meeting of council, please. Moved by Councillor McMath, seconded by Councillor Parkinson. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried unanimously. And now with my regret, I suppose, or my delight, I'm going to pass the chair over to Councillor Parkinson, as I have, for the Committee of the Whole, as I have a family matter that I have to leave for. So